Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Mrs. Bloomquist and we are currently working on Chapter 4. We're looking at posting to a general ledger. We've worked our way all the way up to Lesson 3 in Chapter 4 where we're looking at journalizing, correcting entries, and then correcting posting errors. The two objectives for our lesson would be to analyze incorrect journal entries and prepare correcting entries, and then to demonstrate how to correct any errors we made during the posting process. So ahead of now, every transaction we posted, we have been so fantastic, we haven't made any mistakes. But now we have to think through what is it we're going to do if we make a mistake when we're taking entries that we've posted in our journal, and then as we go to put them in our ledger, we made some kind of mistake with them. First of all, what you want to know is that anytime you do make some kind of mistake, incorrect journal entries are corrected with an additional journal entry, and it's called a correcting entry if you do that. We then use a memorandum, or just a memo, as the source document to describe what happened. So what we're going to say here is that we discovered that we made some kind of error, and we are going to write a memo detailing what was happening. So in our explanation here, it says a cash payment of $120 for advertising on March 31st was debited in error to miscellaneous expenses. So now we have some kind of source document, some kind of note about what happened so that we can go ahead and proceed to make some kind of correction. A really important part of correcting entries is actually to analyze and look at the error before you do anything else. So the first step here, it says, we discovered that a payment of cash for advertising in March was journalized and posted in error as a debit to miscellaneous expenses instead of to advertising expenses. So we're using memo number 15 to note this. And you can see that if we look at our T account, I'm showing advertising increase, miscellaneous decrease, and that's what we went ahead and posted. Okay. Now, after we go ahead and record that in our journal, now we need to correct the posting error in the ledger. So, as we're looking at correcting it in our ledger, first thing we're going to do is draw a line through the incorrect entry. So we drew a line through the $100 where we posted it to prepaid insurance, and then we're going to record the posting in the correct account and recalculate the account balance. So you can see we essentially drew a line through prepaid insurance, and we went ahead and put the amount in our supplies as opposed to prepaid insurance. So we've now corrected an error that was posted in the wrong general ledger account. If we post something using an incorrect amount, the first thing we're going to do is draw a line through the incorrect amount, and then we're going to write the correct amount in the space that's just above wherever we made the mistake. And then we'll go ahead and recalculate the account balance. If we posted in the wrong column, so we posted something as a debit instead of a credit, or a credit instead of a debit, again, draw a line through the incorrect item, go ahead and post the item in the correct account. So we drew a line through the $30 that was the credit, and we now went ahead and put it as a $30 debit, and we just then recalculate the account balance using the $30 as a debit instead of the $30 as a credit. Okay, so the couple of questions you want to ask yourself: what is a correcting entry? So what describes a correcting entry? When is it necessary to have a correcting entry? There are 3 steps that we use to correct an incorrect amount posted to an account. So what are those 3 steps? And then finally, what are the 3 steps for correcting an amount when it's posted to an incorrect column? And remember, this is when, hey, I was supposed to post a credit and instead I did a debit, and getting those fixed. All right, so that should wrap up everything for you from lesson 3 in chapter 4. What I would suggest is that you go ahead and look over not only the form questions, so get those form questions answered, but do the work together and on your own right away to go ahead and reinforce these activities.